Hello guys and welcome to my workshop on the Isle of Wight Mountain Bike Centre. I've really neglected the workshop. We've done a lot of trial videos but we've not actually done any workshop videos. Sorry about that. That's going to change from today. So we've got a bike in that is a brand new bike but it's got some issues with the shock. The shock seems to be leaking. It could be a damaged seal or it could in fact be the shock is scratched on the inside where they put the seals in originally. We're going to get the bike in. We've cleaned the bike. It's the Cube Stereo Race. I think it's got 160 rear travel and 170 fork. It's a pretty cool bike, pretty nice. So obviously the customer's not very happy that his shock is leaking. So we're going to try and remedy that today for him. So one of the most important things that you have to do before you take any kind of shock off the bike, or in fact deal with any type of suspension, is clean that bike thoroughly. So once the shock is actually removed, very important, put everything in a neat and orderly manner. All the bolts there, I'm going to inspect the bolts before they go back in, make sure they're lubricated, Loctited, whatever we need to do. Before we open the shock, we're going to clean it thoroughly. Yes, and you have to be extra vigilant when it comes to cleaning stuff like this. You don't want any kind of dirt, dust getting in. And now we have to take the air out the shock. There are different ways to do this. You can actually press onto the valve. I like to actually undo the valve and let that air out gradually. We don't want any bits to contaminate anything, so I'm just going to put a bit of blue roll down before I start taking all the seals out. So I've undone it on the vise. I'm just going to pop that off. There we go. Perfect. Now it is a brand new shock, so it's going to be probably pretty clean, but I'm going to inspect it. I'm going to inspect the inside, make sure there's no scores or scratches. I'm going to clean it thoroughly before I start changing the seals. And I think I can see the problem straight away. So if we look inside there where the join is, you see it's been quite mangled when somebody's put the original seals in the air can. There doesn't seem to be a lot of lubrication in there either. Now the no lubrication part is actually down to that faulty seal. That is exactly why I've been inspecting it, because it has been losing fluid. But just giving it an extra clean before we put the seals back in. So I'm just inspecting everything, making sure there's no scores, any nicks, which there isn't. It all looks pretty clean. Now we just do it in reverse. And this is where attention to detail comes in. Making sure everything's fully lubricated. You do see I have got a pick on the table. You very rarely want to use the picks. You don't want to cause any scratches. Once you're 100% happy about the way that you've put these seals in, it's time to put the air can back on and get that can pressurised. So you have to be absolutely meticulous when it comes to doing any kind of suspension, kind of any scratches. Try and use the pick as little as possible. Sometimes you do need to use it to get some of the seals out, especially in the air can, but apart from that, try not to use them. You get one score, one scratch, one nick on the inside of that, it's game over. Always apply a little bit of grease before you put bolts back in. The amount of bolts I've seen sheared and bolts that have snapped because there's not enough grease on there. It's a regular occurrence on the bike park because the kids here ride a little bit harder and they tend to maintain the bikes a little bit less. So the bike is now done, just got a little bit of fine tuning to do. It's set up for my weight, so when the customer gets here we'll actually set it up for his weight, but it feels silky smooth and really plush. So now all I have to do is tidy the workshop after every single job. I think a tidy workshop reflects on the work that you actually do within that workshop. So we make sure everything is tidy, wiped down, ready for the next job. So thank you for tuning in guys and watching this very short introduction to the workshop and the work that we carry out in the workshop. If you have indeed got suspension that you want us to take a look at, book in via the website. If you did like the video, like and subscribe, and we'll see you again next time. Thanks for watching.